In Austin, I'm Adam Bennett. A Williamson County man has died from injuries he suffered when a truck traveling down I-35 hit the Highway 29 bridge. Now his family's attorney is seeking wrongful death damages. A truck carrying an excavator hit the bridge about 2 weeks ago, causing debris to fall onto Jonathan Morgan's truck. Morgan's attorney says he died from the injuries he sustained in that crash on September 9th. Jonathan's family filed a lawsuit against Austin Underground LLC and the driver behind the wheel of the truck involved in that bridge strike. That lawsuit accuses the driver of not properly securing an excavator, failing to follow height restrictions, or having the required permit to haul it. Well, after 11 terms in Congress, Congressman Michael McCall announced he will not seek re-election. The longtime lawmaker from Central Texas broke the news over the weekend on ABC News' This Week. His district spans from Lake Travis, just west of Austin, through the Brazos Valley, all the way to the Houston suburbs. The Republican congressman was elected in 2004. He currently serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman McCall is also the former chair of the Homeland Security and Foreign Affairs Committees. Here's why the lawmaker says he's leaving.
I'm looking now for a new challenge. I'm going to serve the remainder of my term, but I'm looking for a new challenge in the same space. That would be national security, foreign policy, but just in a different realm.
McCall is the third Republican congressman to announce his retirement and the second from Texas. Representative Morgan Luttrell from Southeast Texas is the other. A state appeals court has reversed a temporary restraining order against former Congressman Beto O'Rourke and his political fundraising group. A judge issued that order back in August to stop O'Rourke's Powered by People group from using any funds raised outside of Texas. But now, an appeals court ruled that order violates free speech rights. Paxton accused the group of unlawfully fundraising for the Democrats who left Texas to block a vote on redrawing Texas' congressional map. The mayor of Austin says the city will not have to change ballot language for an upcoming tax rate election, thanks to a decision from the Texas Supreme Court. City Council voted to put a tax rate election on the ballot to support parts of the city's budget. One Austinite sued, saying the proposed ballot language was misleading. He says it's because it's vague and only mentions the tax rate will affect the budget for the upcoming year. They argued that if voters approve the tax rate increase this year, that can continue at that rate for following years. The lawsuit first went through the appeals court process, and then Friday, the state Supreme Court denied the petition to change that ballot language. In a statement, Supreme Court Justice Evan Young said, quote, "A big tax hike in 1 year can have a significant compounding effect in later years, a consequence that state law allows," end quote. So the battle over this issue is done in court. Now it's up to Austin voters. If approved, the average homeowner would pay about $25 more per month in city property taxes. Well, as Austin ISD works through its plans to close or consolidate campuses, parents are growing uneasy about what the plans will mean for their kids. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez spoke to one parent worried about the special program her kids are in.
Christina Olguin says when she learned Becker Elementary in South Austin had a wall-to-wall dual language program, she was happy to get her 2 children transferred in.
I think sometimes what we forget is that language isn't just language. Language is culture and connection. And that connection takes a community to build.
A community Olguin says she found at Becker. But with Austin ISD drafting up consolidation plans, it hit Olguin the school may be impacted.
It almost feels like the train is off the tracks, like it's headed that direction, and it's more of an inform than a collaboration.
Olguin picked Becker solely for the program where her kids are learning Spanish. Right now, schools at Austin ISD are either too full or too empty. During one of the virtual meetings hosted this week to talk about consolidation plans, district leaders mentioned transfers to special programs like dual language can affect how full a school is.
It is really meant to serve emergent bilingual students. And ideally, in a wall-to-wall program, you have 50% emergent bilingual students and 50% non-emergent bilingual students. And so as these programs have changed, or the city has changed, and this goes back to us just not evolving at the same speed as the city, We don't see that 50-50 anymore.
District leaders added that a lot of their wall-to-wall programs aren't close to the homes of where students from Spanish-speaking homes live. An option is to relocate those programs closer to them.
There's still a little bit of sadness because there is still that uncertainty, but at least I know that I chose a great community, and a community that is going to fight for its students, for its teachers, and for what it's built.
Olguin says she also hopes for more discussion beyond the virtual meetings and for more discretion among leaders.
Our children listen. They hear, or they're adults, they hear the discussions that are happening around them, and they are asking these questions.
So she and other parents know what to tell their children. In South Austin, Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.
The Texas State Board of Education just approved a social studies plan that emphasizes Texas and U.S. history while reducing focus on world history and cultures. That vote happened Friday. That is just 2 days after the board first moved to vote in a different direction that encompassed a more world history focused curriculum. This framework focuses on teaching students in kindergarten through second grade about key people, places, and events throughout Texas and U.S. history. From 3rd to 8th grade, it would add lessons on the development of Western civilization. Topics would be taught in chronological order, so that means kids would learn about ancient history in earlier grades. The board will now develop new guidelines for what students should learn during each grade. They're aiming to vote on those revised standards by June. Construction crews are making progress on tearing down the Austin Convention Center. Once it's all said and done, the new facility will nearly double in size. We got to see that progress. The project spans 6 city blocks and involves digging deeper than most downtown buildings. Demolition started in May. It'll wrap up by October. Then crews will spend 11 months digging 55 feet below ground to create a new exhibit space.
Well, it's not like you build convention centers every day. When you look at the systems that have to support that, the spacing and everything, it's pretty impressive. I've got a 600,000 square feet exhibit hall down below that's going to go from end to end.
Crews say the project is recycling about 90% of demolition materials. Steel will be melted down and concrete crushed for reuse as base material. Construction is on schedule and on budget for the December 2028 completion date. Artisans from around the world brought an international bazaar to Austin for the YMCA's Refugee Welcoming Week. Food, crafts, clothing, and more lined the halls at the Town Lake YMCA near downtown over the weekend. The free event featured work from around 30 vendors who were originally from Ukraine, Afghanistan, Cuba, and more. They now call Austin home. The YMCA says money raised from the event goes directly to support refugee artisans. One business owner said the event also offers other benefits.
Such kind of events, it's really great idea, and it helps a lot to develop community networking and in general for business.
Officials plan to hold another one around the holidays. Those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Adam Bennett.